You in the khutbah was in Surah 18, 95th Surah of the Holy Quran, where Allah says that we have created insan fi ahsan taqweem, with the best of material, the best of components. He is the ultimate creation. And almost automatically the next ayat comes, وَثُمَّ رَدَدْنَاهُ أَسْفَلَ السَّافِلِينَ. Then we placed him inside what's called أَسْفَلَ السَّافِلِينَ, the lowest of the low. We know that in this concept of the worlds that we have, there's a pre-world, then there's this dunya, then there's alam barzakh, then there's qayamat, all these other worlds. This dunya, this alam misal as they say, alam madde as they say, is the lowest form of all the worlds. There's nothing lower than this dunya. So logic dictates what? That if Allah has created us and then put us in the lowest of the lows, when He takes us from this world, we're bound to elevate to one notch higher. So death, even though physically you're in the ground 6 feet under, your soul elevates to the next world above this world. And that elevation should be a reason for us to welcome death, accept death as a reality, and prepare for death. I was reading a book, these self-help books that they have here in the West, which are very good, by the way. I wouldn't ask you to not read them. They're very good. The author started off the book by talking about a dream he had. He says, I was sleeping one day, and in my dream I saw there was a funeral. And there was a huge lineup to view the body, and the coffin was open and the body was in there, so I got into line as well. I'm in line to view this body, and one by one, inch by inch, I get closer to this coffin. I get to the coffin, I look inside to see who the dead body is, and I see myself lying there in the coffin. He says, I was shocked, I was scared, I was completely confused, I had no idea what was going on, I was completely surprised, and I waited to see. People were crying, people were wailing, people were hugging each other. And then the MC got on the mic and said, can you please have a seat? We're going to begin the eulogy. We're going to begin the program. And the MC announced that we're going to have 3 speeches. One from a member of the deceased family, one from a member of the family of the deceased, and one from the community of the deceased. He stops the story, he says, and he asks the reader a question. He said, I want you to ask yourself that at your funeral, if these 3 individuals, your family, your friends, and your community members, had a chance to spend 5 minutes to talk about you, what is it that you would like for them to say about you? How would you like to be remembered by these 3 individuals? And that discussion led into this idea of planning for death. Because that ultimately is in our own hands. Yes, there is an aspect of death that's not in our hands. We have no idea when Malak al-Maut will come and ring our doorbell. We have no idea. Even though we have this, I told you, this invincibility, especially us young guys, we think, oh, you know what, death is about 50 years away. I don't know where that comes from, I have no idea, but it doesn't exist in Islam. And so stop and ask yourself, these are very real questions, my brothers and my sisters. Ask yourself that here there's a janazah, there's a funeral for you here at Sabah. You've been here for 15, 20 years. And when an abdi comes up and wants to say a few words about you, what will he say about you? What do you want him to say about you? Your brother comes up, your wife comes up, your husband comes up, your father comes up, your sibling comes up. Will they have anything good to say about you? Inshallah. But what is it that they're going to say about you, your friend, all these things? And so if you have this in your mind, if you have these things in your mind, begin to work at that. Understand and realize that this journey of yours is just that, it's a journey. And the planning for it is just like any other journey. Look, if you go to Iran, let's say for ziyarat, inshallah, and you know that the trip is 1 month, you spend 2 weeks in Qom and 2 weeks in Mashhad, for example. You would pack accordingly. If you stay in a 5-star hotel, there's towels there, there's shampoo, there's soap there. You wouldn't take those things with you. You would take with you those things that the trip involves. Maybe a Farsi English dictionary, I don't know, whatever is needed there. You have your extra clothes, you have your janamaz, you have your prayer mat, you have all these things that you need because you're going for a spiritual journey. One thing we know for sure, that this next world of ours is a world of accountability. At that moment, your checkbook, your Visa cards, your Amex, your car, the keys to your house, all those things will be left behind. What's going to be in your wallet are your deeds. And that's the only thing that's going to be in your suitcase. And so my request to all of you and to myself is to begin packing for your journey now. Begin understanding now that this is a transitional phase. That this is, as they say in sports, this is the pre-game to the actual game itself. This is the appetizer for the full meal, as they say. You have the iftari, then you have the actual dinner. So we have to understand for a moment that there is planning involved in this journey. And I want us to realize that there have been countless ahadith to teach us what to take with us when we go, inshallah. There's a story, again, another story I'll share with all of you, just kind of bring the point home. There's a man who was on a ship in the middle of the ocean. There was a shipwreck and he was thrown overboard. Fighting for his life, he got a piece of the boat and he was able to swim to shore. And he ended up washed up on an island where he had no idea where he was. Exhausted, tired, completely drained, he collapsed on the sand of this island. 5 minutes after that, the people from this island come running towards him, pick him up, put him on this throne, put a robe around him, a crown on his head, and they say, "All hail the king of the island." He's confused, like you and I would be. Very confused. But he's saying, he stops and thinks, wait a second, these people are giving me money, they're giving me food, they're giving me, respect, they're giving me all this, they're giving me, the keys to the island, all this power. Let's just hold off for a moment and see where this goes. So nothing changes. He's the king of the island for months and months and months, and he's eating up the resources. He's living the life. But eventually curiosity takes the better of him. And on that island, there was one lawyer on that island who was the smartest guy on the island. He pulls the lawyer aside and says, "Look, it's been 3 or 4 months as the king. Tell me what's going on here. You guys don't even know my last name and you've made me king of your island. What's going on here?" He goes, "Look, I'll tell you what's going on. Are you ready to hear it?" He goes, I'm ready. Tell me, please, what's going on?" He goes, "Okay." He goes, "They have a custom here on this island that every so once in a while, people like you come, washing up on our shore. So the custom is very simple. We make you a king for a year, and after a year, we dump you back in the water." He was like, "What?" He goes, "Yes, that's right." So he goes, "You've been king for 3 months, 9 months later, you'll be back in that water to die." He goes, "What do I do? Give me a plan. Tell me what to do. How can I help myself?" He goes, "I'll help you. I'll give you a plan. But there's one condition. You take me with you." Smart lawyer, by the way. He goes, "Fine, deal, no problem." He goes, "Okay." He goes, "A few miles from this island is another deserted island. Because you have at your disposal right now every inch of this island. Every resource, every dollar, every material, every worker, everything." He goes, "In the 9 months that you have, if I were you, I'd begin to construct my kingdom on that island, slowly, bit by bit. No one's going to question you. You're the king. Whatever you say goes. Bit by bit, slowly by slowly, send your resources there and begin building, like I said, your kingdom and castle and home on that island." He says, "You know what? That's a brilliant idea. That's a very good idea." He says, "But remember the condition I have." He goes, Yeah. You come with me, no problem." 1 month to the day that he was made king, exactly what the lawyer said happened. They grabbed him, they took his crown out, they stripped his robe off, they tossed him in the water. The moment he hit the water, 2 speedboats from that island came storming through, picked him up and the lawyer. They went to the island, his beautiful kingdom was waiting for him, and they lived as